on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one.
Make the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And as the offense begins another
Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Again, it's Henry. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're telling everyone else to help him out.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
The throw over the middle, taken in. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Now Burrow, able to get away. Slot buddy can't get away forever, and down he goes. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow, man open is Robinson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. That'll be caught by Kupp. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking for Cooper Kupp again, 2 in a row. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. Burrow looking to pass. Touchdown, Rams! Allen Robinson as the first half is winding down. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
An extra point by Gain is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bills offense now for one final time in this first half. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's got some space here. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. This will go to Henry out wide. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They'll run on first. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Throwing now is Allen. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Eluding the pressure right. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. On play action, Allen. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
So on 4th down, out is Tyler Bass in the Buffalo field goal unit.
From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will knot us up at 10.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
Taken in at the 3.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Now this game has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. That right there, his first incompletion so far in this game, Charles. He was 9 of 9 before that.
Yeah, I think that qualifies as being locked in. And then you have to ask him the question, so what caused the incompletion? Come on, man, get back on your game. Let's go.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Now it's Burrow. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Going old reliable there to the slot on third down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with the bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with the quicker guy and sometimes even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield.
50 yards on the ground for him so far.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
A give, running right is Akers.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Gregory Rousseau works his way in for the stop and the loss.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Burrow's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
So third down, and a field goal from here would be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
That's Cameron Hayward who got in there to take him down.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And this one is no good. He missed it. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth.
What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range, gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. Throwing is Allen. And that's complete to Davis.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be second down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Here's Allen. Right back to Davis. It's complete.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Allen. The slant connects with Davante Adams. And he is going to have a Bills first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
A first down carry for Henry. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game.
Allen.
Flushed out right.
And that almost their first INT of the ballgame. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Now Allen.
He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run it again with Henry. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Inside handoff, Henry. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Henry up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words. Make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the Bills are going to get out of here winners.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head, You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.